Yo,
Nothing
guys,
like good rolling papers.
before we close off, I do want to bring this up because it's important, and I think it'll be a good topic to close off on. So you guys definitely saw this already. Whitney Webb posted this. She said Patreon has moved to suspend my account due to alleged misinformation, but they have been unable to give me a single example of misinformation, instead leaving that part of the email completely blank. And then she was urging her supporters to support her on Rockfin, where you can find her unlimited hangout podcast. And then today, Vanessa Beeley reports that YouTube has removed her channel.
Hmm.
And then she called it fascist book burning, which is an accurate phrase to call this. Uh, but
Shout
it's
out to
really
Crow.
it's not
Crow
unbelievable to me at this point, but
777
it's
for
completely disgusting.
calling it that.
And more people need to be talking about this. And if you're a content creator, you have to bring Whitney Webb and Vanessa Beeley on your show to not only talk about this unjust behavior by these tyrants in big tech, but also the amazing work that they do.
Yeah, and I think we have to highlight too the work that Whitney and Vanessa have been doing, the topics, if you will, cliche word, but the topics they've been covering, the subjects. Syria, for example, the gas attack in Duma in 2018. It's still super contentious, especially among uh, geopolitical circles, if you will. And the OPCW leaks added onto that. That's information that's truth, in my opinion, that is diametrically opposed to the goals of uh, mega corporations like YouTube and Google and Twitter. And that's why they're primarily trying to censor it. It's not that they don't care about Syrian people. They don't care about us even, but they care about extracting revenue from our content in a way that also tries to dictate what is polite politics and what's taboo. And I think that's what we've been seeing for the past several years now.
I'm really tired of people saying, but they're a private company. They can do whatever they want. Fuck off. These people have a direct through line to our government. They own our government. Our government is corporate owned by Google, owned by Facebook. Like this isn't, some conspiracy theory. That's real life. Our country is run by corporations. And so the fact
Twitter
that, Facebook
disappeared the president of the
Yes,
United
but the
States.
fact that Facebook has, a working relationship with something like the Atlantic Council, and they're the ones making decisions over what is misinformation or disinformation, what you're allowed to see, what is dangerous to our elections, and this is insane that we are allowing these corporations, companies, whatever you want to call them. This is it is literal fascism what's happening. And so, you have a lot of people running around calling all of us fascist or, the fash fam or whatever the new names that they come up with us for, which is always really funny to me when people call free speech activists fascists.
I'm a
fashionista.
I know, right?
It's pretty funny.
I think more people need to be calling out Patreon too. Because of what they just, I think more people need to be calling out Patreon because of what they just did to Ryan Christian of The Last American Vagabond and Whitney Webb. I deleted my Patreon recently. I understand that some content creators receive a lot of money from there, but they can ease their way and tell their audience members about what just happened and how I'm giving this set amount of time before I transition all the way to Rockfin. Please start supporting me there if you can, because Patreon is tyrannical.
Telling people that for like a year to if they supported me on Patreon to drop it and do that over on Rockfin. And then when Ryan called me the morning that he found out, I was like, oh, hey, let me call you back. And then I went and I deleted our Patreon. And then I called him back. Like, okay, now what?
Yeah, I mean, this
the
is something
fucking
that we
thing,
all,
but like, yeah, dude,
this is another reason why I'm glad that we've all kind of joined forces under MCSC, because like I said earlier, there's strength in numbers. And the censorship that we're all facing, like Jesse and I haven't been super impacted by it because we've never attempted to monetize our YouTube page. We just recently started a Patreon that I never talk about. We never ask for money. Like somebody asked, is there some place? And I'm like, I guess I can make one.
I don't even know where to find it.
I honestly, I'm not even sure if I know how to log into it. Like, I don't know. Like, we're not, like, that's never been for us what this has been about. I mean, at some point, would we like to, get new equipment and stuff? Sure. But, that's never been what this is about. So we haven't really been affected by it, but it's only going to get worse for everyone, for all of us. And so the fact that we're banding together is really important.
You get censored. I mean, you get censored and suppressed just because of what you talk about.
Yes, for sure.
Like, I don't know where you guys are in terms of people on Rockfin, but like, I just checked today,
like over 600, I think.
We're I mean, we're like 1,000 subscribers from lapping YouTube, passing it.
Yeah.
And
no, we've shot up on Rockfin. Like, it took us
right now, actually.
Yeah, when I joined Jesse on the show in like Mayish, I think we had like 42 subscribers, and from then until now, I mean, we've managed to get like, I think it's like 1,300 or something. But on Rockfin, we've only been on Rockfin, I don't even remember, a couple months, maybe, right,
yeah.
Steve? Maybe. And we already have like over 600 subscribers on Rockfin.
Yeah,
because YouTube isn't getting in the way.
We're at 633 right now.
Yeah.
Because YouTube's not getting in the way.
And for our little show, like we don't do like you guys do like daily live streams or, like multiple times a week or what. We don't do that. We usually just do like long form pre-recorded interviews, at least for now, and as we're feeling our way through it. So, I mean, the fact that we've been able to get over 600 subscribers on Rockfin without like regular, consistent content, I think that really does speak to the fact that YouTube is 100%, kind of holding us back. And Rockfin, like we're flourishing on Rockfin. Like, it's so fast, so much faster.
The growth is way faster, because it's more fair. Yeah. So if you haven't made a Rockfin account yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. Make one. It's the best way you can support us.
And it's free. I mean, if you want to endorse somebody's show for $9.99 a month, then you get, like, people who do premium content, then you get access to literally everybody. So you can choose your favorite show, endorse them monthly, and then you get access to everybody. Steve, Franco, Nico, Combo Couch, all of us. So, which I think is pretty cool. And they are, I mean, we've only been on Rockfin for maybe a few months or whatever. But it is 100% better than YouTube. There's no censorship. We don't have to worry about, any of the things that we're saying because, we do talk about controversial stuff, and, Steve's right. We get censored, like, even if it's not financially because we aren't monetized, we are still getting censored and, shadow banned and all of that crap. So,
well, and the other show that you do, Misty, is fucking like brutally.
Yes.
Was that Fuck Your Faves?
No, Action for Assange, but Fuck Your Faves is fun. And so anytime anybody wants me to come on for a Fuck Your Faves with Comrade Mindy, I'm down, because that was so much fun. It felt like therapy. Steve laughed because I came with a list, but I came with a fucking list. I was ready. And we didn't even get to like half of the people I wanted to bitch about. So there's that.
We should do a Fuck Your Faves facts on the ground episode.
I know. I thought about just like recording like 20-minute segments of me like going off and just posting them. Because sometimes and it's not like I love like ranting with other people too, but then sometimes like my rants get diverted because like Lori will start ranting and then I forget what I was ranting about, and then I start ranting about what she was ranting about, and then so sometimes I just need to like focus in, I think. But and I want to get Fiorella on one. I would love to rant with Fiorella. That would be fun for me.
Oh, I already talked to Fee about that. She said that
good.
I'm not allowed to do one again
without her.
So yeah.
Okay, that's the rules. Let's do it, Poikinen.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
All right, there you guys have it. Steve, I know you have to run for.
Man bun for her though.
I know you have
I'll go in.
a show coming up soon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
we
one
pushed it back to 5:15 because
Oh, okay,
Glory's
okay.
live on Medhurst right now talking about our events next week.
Oh,
So
shit.
Nice.
she's on
Glory.
Richie's channel for the next 15 or 20 minutes. She was recently on Fault Lines, and somebody's got to talk to those guys.
I love that they say that like the events are organized by Misty Winston and Glory Jones.
They
rather than
will
Action
Steve
for a
Poikinen
Song.
doesn't exist in their mind.
Not. It is physically impossible for them.
I
to
shouldn't
say
talk about this because they won't
Action
invite
for
me
a
back.
Song
But like next time, I'm
or
going to make it a point to say your name.
Steve Poikinen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
I say
Glory was
Action for
like, I need to talk
Assange.
about Convo Couch more, but they cannot do it. They are fucking. It
What
ain't
if
going
the-
to
I make
happen.
sure to say Action for Assange every time I'm on there. But next time I'm going to make it a point to somehow slip your name in there somehow, some way, some fashion. Because
Tony watches
just for
closely. It's
fun.
Mindy's list, not Misty's list. Mindy's,
Mindy's
list.
list.
Shout out to Pasta who calls me Mindy, which is funny. Boomer.
What if the only
Whatever.
reason they don't mention you is because they don't know how to pronounce your last name?
No, bro.
No, that's not it.
I promise you that's not it.
That's not it.
Mindy.
And that's
Oh
a
my
story
God.
for another day, kids.
Yeah.
So what can we
boy.
do to push these other content creators to do a better job?
I'm
Well,
not
like,
sure, but
call
if
them
you're
out
anywhere in the
publicly.
Washington D.C. area next Wednesday or Thursday, come out and see us. We will be at the Fox, NBC, and C-SPAN building at noon. We're gonna march to CNN, and then we'll be joined by Fee and Pasta and Johnny Hollywood for the fuck censorship protest,
Mhm.
and then we will march to Google. And then the following day we'll be at the Department of Justice. So if you're anywhere near DC, come
Please.
out and do that. If you're not, go check the Candles for Assange Twitter account to see if there is an event near you. And if there isn't, fuck it, go host one.
BYOP, be your own protest. Do it. Get out there. Make a sign, stand on a street corner. I know that sounds bad, but do it. And I've also, just so you guys know, if you haven't seen, I've been trying, I'm okay. I'm not very good at it, but I've been trying to organize a way to kind of match make Assange supporters, because I know that like getting involved in activism is kind of daunting, especially if you're not really familiar with it or have never done it before. And so it's always easier with friends, like buddy system, right? So if you tweet at me and tell me what area you live in, you don't have to be specific. If you just want to say, I live in the Dallas area or I live in the Boston area, which we have a Boston crew, they're amazing. But yeah, if you tweet at me and tell me what area you're from, I don't have a massive Twitter following, but I'll retweet that and try to find other people in your area that you can connect with. Maybe start like a group DM or something. And then eventually maybe you guys can start organizing your own events in your own towns. Because that's where we have to go with this. We really have to, we say it all the time on the vigils, it's going to take mass public pressure to do anything really. So yeah, if you tweet at me with your location, I can try to help you find some buddies so that you can get involved in your local area if you can't make it to DC. But if you can make it to DC, please make it to DC. It's fun. It's a good time. We are a joy to be around, really.
That sounds like Derek Bros' Freedom Cells, where he tries to connect people to who live close to each other. Like it's like an app or something.
It's like a networking.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need stuff like that. We need to start reaching out to each other, on a personal
And we're going to
level.
be able to do that on Mastodon like really, really, really soon too. And I can't wait.
I gotta get
to
on
do
there.
that. Holy fuck. I
Yeah,
can't
I'm
wait.
on
Yeah.
there, but I don't know how to work it, so I never go on there. Like, I'm really bad at technology, and
There's a Scoop Gang.
I'm really
server
bad
on
at all of this,
Mastodon now.
actually.
Scoop game.
Oh, okay. Oh, of course there is. But yeah, I'm really bad at kind of all of this stuff. I can like put on a decent rant, but everything else is terrible.
So speaking
Sorry.
of fault
the
lines,
jungle.
I've been getting messages from people saying, "Hey, Jamal Thomas needs an intervention." You guys agree?
I mean,
Oh yeah, catch me commenting on that. Fuck you, Franco.
yeah.
Whoa.
I mean, I would like to
Falling
be-
for your bullshit.
I would like to be invited back to Fault Lines, Franco, so that I can talk about Julian Assange.
Why?
So-
Why in particular are people saying that?
for Jamal Thomas?
Yeah.
I think the audience knows, and if you're an audience member,
Yeah.
you can let the other audience members that don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I really
I,
don't want to touch that, honestly. And it's not like because I want to get back on fault lines, but they let me talk about Julian Assange, and that's important.
okay.
I'd like to go back.
well,
And their analysis of his situation needs help.
I'm in the dark here.
So it's
You
good.
have me at a
I'll-
loss.
It's good
Talk
that
later.
it's good that
Okay.
Misty and it's good that Glory get to go on fault lines, because not until they get new hosts am I ever going back to that show.
It's cool that they have Glory and I. Like, I'm very grateful. I honestly am very grateful that they let me come on and talk about Julian Assange or anybody. Like, it doesn't have to be me. I say this all the time. There are way cooler people than me that you could talk to, but please just talk about Julian Assange. Seriously.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I've actually, speaking of content, and I know we got to go pretty soon, but speaking of content creators who don't cover Julian Assange, I have on multiple occasions put out tweets saying that if you are a content creator, big, small, I don't care, left, right, I don't care. If you want to cover Julian Assange, I will help you. I don't have a lot of pull. I don't know a lot of people. I have some connections, but not a lot. But I will do whatever I can to find you a really amazing and knowledgeable guest to talk about the Julian Assange case. I will help you do that. All I'm asking is that you cover Julian Assange. So if you have a show, I don't care if you have 52 subscribers. I don't care if you have 52,000. I don't care. If you will cover Julian Assange and you want help finding somebody to talk to who knows what they're talking about and would make it a very good and informative guest, I will 100% help you do that. 100%. I'm on board. Let's go. Do it.
Yeah, and one of
Like,
the
hit
best
me up.
one of the best ways I think to show solidarity with WikiLeaks and Julian Assange is to actually go to WikiLeaks and read the documents that they've published. It's an eternal task, obviously not something you can accomplish in even a week, unless you have some really good Adderall or something, but even then, probably not. But reading the documents they've exposed and the way they've ordered them and the meticulousness they've taken to curate these documents, if you will, I think is, if you haven't done it, I encourage you to do it. And it's a very huge way to learn about, not just WikiLeaks, but Julian Assange and his principles of real journalism.
All right, guys, I got to
100%.
bounce.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for coming on. You can find Steve Poikinen on Slow News Day, the Slow News Day channel. You can find Misty Winston and Jesse Zerwell on Facts on the Ground. And we are all a part of the MCSC network. Thank you all very much for watching, and don't forget to stay informed. Thanks, guys, for coming on.
Thank you.